Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Emily, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make 3 clay bowls that can hold your keys, rings, or any other type of jewelry that you have. And you can make these any color or size that you want. Let's get on with the video. I'm going to show you how to make this marble bowl first. You want to take some clay and roll it out into a snake. If you want a color to show more, make more snakes out of that color of clay. You also want to roll out 2 or more colors of clay into a snake. Then you can take all of your snakes and twist them together. And then you want to roll the clay into a snake. Once you roll them together, fold the clay in half and twist the clay. And then you want to roll the clay again into a snake. Once you're done rolling the clay, you can roll the clay into a ball. Now you want to take the ball and place it on a piece of parchment paper. And then you want to place another piece of parchment paper on top. And then you can take a rolling pin and roll out the clay. And make sure you don't roll out the clay too thin. I know it's a little hard to see, but you want to take your clay and place it onto the bottom of a cup on a muffin pan, and you want to wrap the clay around the cup. You can also use an oven-safe bowl instead of a muffin pan. Then you want to trim off any of the extra clay, so the bowl's edges will be straighter. If you want to, you can carefully take the bowl off of the muffin pan or the bowl and smooth out the edges with your finger. And then you want to put it back onto the pan or the bowl. Now you want to bake your bowl at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, but make sure you check the clay instructions on how to bake the clay. Once you're done baking the clay, you want to take it out of the oven and wait for it to cool off. Once it's cooled off, you can take it off of the pan or the bowl. And you want to take some Mod Podge and a paintbrush, and you want to put the Mod Podge onto the bowl to give it more of a finished look. And you want to wait for it to dry before using it. For this cat bowl, you want to take some clay and roll it out in between 2 pieces of parchment paper. After you're done rolling out the clay, you want to put it onto the bottom of a cup on a muffin pan, or you can also use an oven-safe bowl for this bowl too. I know it's a little hard to see, but you want to make a shape of a cat's ears by trimming off some of the clay, and you also want to trim off any of the extra clay around the bowl. You can make the cat's head before putting it onto the muffin pan or the bowl first, but this is how I did it. If you want to, you can lift the ears off of the cup of the muffin pan so the ears are not folded after baking the bowl. You can also take the bowl off and smooth the edges with your finger, and you can also adjust the ears. And then you want to put the bowl back onto the pan or the oven-safe bowl. Now you can bake the bowl at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, and once you're done baking it, you can take it out of the oven and wait for it to cool off. Once the clay is cooled off, you can paint on a cat face with acrylic paint. And once you're done painting the face on, you want to wait for it to dry. Once the paint has dried, you want to put some Mod Podge onto the bowl to give it a finished look, and you want to wait for it to dry before using it. Now I'm going to show you how to make the splattered paint bowl. You want to take some clay and roll it out in between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and then you want to put it onto a cup on a muffin pan or an oven-safe bowl. Then you want to trim off the extra clay that you don't want. You can also take the bowl off of the pan or the bowl and smooth out the edges, and then you want to put it back onto the bowl. Then you can bake the bowl, and when it's done baking, you want to wait until the bowl is cooled off, and then you can take it off of the pan or the bowl. Now you want to take some water and any color of paint you want, and you want to take a paintbrush and dip it into water. Then you want to put the paintbrush that has water on it into the paint so it waters down the paint. Don't put too much water into the paint because it can make the paint run on the bowl. You can also test what the paint will look like on a scrap piece of paper or a paper plate by flicking the bristles of the paintbrush with your finger. After you have tested the paint, you want to flick the paint onto the bowl, like how I'm doing here. Once you like the way how it looks, you want to wait for it to dry. Once the paint is dry, you want to put the Mod Podge onto the bowl to give it a finished look and wait for it to dry before using it. And that's how you make all these clay bowls. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about these clay bowls. And if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more DIYs. I will see you in the next video. Bye!